Welcome to Epic Learning's Heartbeat with the World. No gimmick intro. Number 26. It's a director's one. Karl and Nat. Hey, Nat. How you going?
Hey. Good.
Every week we get together to celebrate a win and share our big learn for the week. Going first is Nat, looking like she's somewhere unusual. Nat.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of wins to share with you today. First of all, I just want to show off a little bit because I'm coming to you from a beautiful Brisbane sunny view day. I've had a personal milestone this week, and I think the team's had a few milestones as well. So I can now officially call myself an international facilitator. I did my first leadership workshops in Australia this week. So that's awesome for me. It's the first time I've ever facilitated overseas, and I was really nervous, and but it was awesome, and I had a great time. So let's keep the international engagements going, guys, because I'm quite happy to be the kind of global ambassador for Epic Learning. I'm really enjoying it.
We're all very jealous that. We're all very jealous. Though it's funny that you feel nervous when we release videos and thousands of people watch it all around the world.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I'm in Australia. It's a weird thing, right?
I don't know. It's like, so coming over here, sort of Kiwi girl, what have you got to offer? Sort of, there was definitely a few nerves, but it went well, and building some really great friendships with the teams that I'm working with, and I'm learning heaps from them, and I'm having a great time doing it. So definitely first win for me this week, and a big kind of milestone for my career. Yeah, pretty happy with it. So, but probably the biggest win I've had this week is how much the team have stepped up while I've been away. And I want to shout out to Rebecca. We've got another project going on at the moment, and it's a big project, and it's been going for quite some time. And Rebecca is basically, has taken over the reins. She's been project managing the whole thing. She's doing an absolutely great job. We're really happy with the product that we're creating, and it's awesome to see. She started in our team over a year ago now, and was really nervous and had never done anything like what we do. And so big milestone for her this week, and big milestone for the team. So thanks, Beck. You're making things possible. So it's been awesome.
Didn't even notice Nat was gone.
Hey, let's not.
Maybe that's my win of the week. My win of the week, I caught up with some colleagues from a few years ago. I hadn't seen them for a while, and it's just really cool to get centered and catch up with your networks. And I guess my one is, I think this was a win about 20 weeks ago when I said I'll keep doing this, and I past Karl and future Karl, you remember, because it's great catching up with them. They always give me inspiration. They come up with new things, and it just refuels the energy you get with working with real good people, and how important it is to working with good people. So I'm still buzzing from that catch up. So Clay and Leanne, I hope you're watching this. So big learn this week. So Nat, you want to do a quick intro for what the big learn is?
Yeah, we were just having a chat about you meet up with Clay and Leanna this week, and you got inspired by that, and it's sort of a place of inspiration when you need motivation or maybe some ideas and fresh outlook on something. So our big learn this week is around places for inspiration. So where do we find inspiration for the learning that we create? And you're big on inspiration and being inspired by things, and I love it when you come into work where you've been inspired and you've got 100 things racing your mind, and it gets a bit tiresome. But what inspires you?
So my common mining places for kind of ideas is at the moment, and this sounds a bit lame, but LinkedIn actually gives me a couple of really good ideas around people sharing their work and different ways of thinking. And often they'll link something I wouldn't normally read myself, so it's out of my sphere of how I normally gather my inspiration. So often leads me down a rabbit hole about some new software or something, another way of approaching things. I used to be a big fan of kind of using YouTube, but I feel like YouTube puts me into my own little bubble how it gives me information. It's what it thinks I want, which is kind of not what I want anymore, right? So it's pretty cool. What about you, Nat? What's your big inspiration places these days?
I think it's a couple. I actually can't go past a good museum, and the reason why museums inspire me because they create learning for mass consumption, and that's kind of our like end goal here, is that we want to create learning that people actually want to do by choice, you know, like that's an important thing for us. And when you go to a great museum exhibition, they weave storytelling, they teach you something. It's a place of real enjoyment and reflection. And I think talking about past Heartbeat with the world, when we went to the Te Papa exhibition, you know, and I learned more about World War One in that exhibition, and got a greater sense of the sacrifice that was made during that time from that exhibition than I have from any history book that I've read, you know. And another one was I can't remember what it was called, but the technology museum that we went to in Singapore.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. And it's amazing. So if you ever get a chance to go there, definitely recommend it. And we left buzzing from there, and that stuff just gets you creative juices flowing. It presents ways to present information in a fun and creative way, and you know you're winning when you're making learning that people choose to go to.
Yeah. Now you inspire me thinking about, because what was cool is also it made people normally don't want to learn in a crowd, right? Because it's kind of like a a personal thing. But the way it's made with lots of little things, you end up interacting with people, but you never. You don't know you're doing it until you've done it, right? Like at that technology museum, we made our little sharks and put them in the tank and they're swimming around. But there were tons of kids around, I admit it. But it was still pretty cool, right? But I didn't actually see the kids. I was too busy trying to get my shark to eat theirs. But anyway, super cool in the way that you can make it interactive, but more of a group or community activities as well.
Yeah, the other one for me, I think, is you can't beat a good Google search. You can't beat just a good browse. So we're looking for ideas for a workshop that I'm about to start building at the moment. And so letting yourself go down a bit of a rabbit hole on like terms and related sites and things like that, and just doing a little bit of a guided exploration through Google sites can sometimes just be the catalyst for an idea, or
that's actually one of my tricks. But I don't look at the search results. I just go to images and use images that pop up as ways of going, oh, is that a way of doing it, or a different way? Like there's just a visual, like randomly opening up magazines to see random images or whatever, just kind of get an idea of a look and feel or a different thing to check out.
Yeah
All our
you've got about 1 million notifications going off there in the background.
Yeah, like
this guy. It must be really hard looking after the team while I'm away, you know.
That's our new bot picking it all up, just saying go back to work. Reddit's also a good place for me for inspiration. There's quite these infinite amount of subreddits for you to go and check out, and they always have some good people having good conversations. You just got to find them and check them out. And I find that not going to it constantly and letting it build up, you get more of a bang out of it. Like let it cultivate for a little while.
I'm a daily Redditor, so I could never let it build up.
Oh yeah.
But talking about we're talking about being at the museum with a bunch of kids. I think kids can be a really good inspiration for learning as well, because they're naturally really curious. So I love hanging out with my nieces and nephews and watching them problem solve and watching them explore, or particularly when they've got a toy or something that they use for not its purpose, you know, so the creative minds don't limit them in terms of what things are useful for. And that can be inspiring, and that can give you maybe a chance to sort of let your creativity sort of flow a wee bit more, and maybe break down some of those barriers that we have as adults. So yeah, kids are definitely...
Yeah, look at kids' apps. They don't have instructions on what to do. So why do adults need instructions and little kids don't?
Yeah. And maybe that brings us to another place, and it's definitely something that's you and I both got in common, is computer games, particularly when it comes to e-learning and online learning. Yeah.
Explain my secrets.
Yeah.
Come up with an original idea for 20 years thanks to video games. Someone else plays, and then you got all the ideas in the world. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, huge inspiration for how to chat in communities, how to get people engaged,
how to teach people how to use the interface. So how to click next, how to move forward, how to navigate around, and we tend to over complicate our e-learning navigation, but in a game it feels intuitive, and you once you've played one game you kind of can pick up most games. You can't
move forward, there's something in the way, you need to jump it. So now I have a jump button, so I
yeah, so you can definitely learn a lot from that, and a good game will teach you something as well. If you've ever played Civilization, or there's plenty of educational games out there.
Google's remade Carmen Sandiego. Scott, add this to this video, because When the World Comes Get San Diego is now a game you can play on Google Earth.
Oh, nice.
Actually the same game that you would have played 20 years ago when I used to play it, or you watch the cartoon. It's very cool. Even the same graphics. Yeah, I love it when they do stuff like that. Very cool, Google. Okay, let's wrap it up. Thanks again. Again, if you want to join us, come and join us. What was your big learn? And catch you guys later.
See you later.
In Brisbane. Come back.